Hello students, we're going to be reviewing the video by Wallace, and this is a response that he did to a video that I did. Before I didn't have a green screen and I couldn't comment, so let's go through it frame by frame.
What are we about to do right now?
Why are you wearing those ears on your head? I know you eat pigs. Those look like pig ears. Are you making fun of animals? Why do you have them there? I find that weird. If you haven't yet made your charts, students, go ahead and make them. We put a check mark for anybody who does a presentation about veganism, so that's good. But we put X's every time that they do something that is either bizarre or that we find that is offensive to animals or our message. So I'm not sure about these ears, what they mean.
I'm going to go ahead and squash the beef with that.
Why are you saying the beef? The beef is the body of a dead animal, a mother cow who never wanted to die. After her baby was kidnapped from her and her milk was stolen from her, and she suffered a life of misery in the dairy industry. Not cool. Let's give him another X for that.
That vegan teacher. So I'm making this video because she actually responded to my video about her from last week. And
TikTok's terrifying vegan teacher lives. I don't live a double life. This is a character I play. Her name is That Vegan Nurse. You're getting an X for that. What's the double life? Why are you telling lies?
Upon watching it, I've come to the conclusion that she is far worse than I made her seem in my first video. So basically I'm here to fix that. But before I do that,
what do you mean to fix that?
Of course, I'd like to do my comment shout out from that video. As a vegan, we don't claim her. She's awful.
So there's a person here, Alexandra Denley, who supposedly is a vegan. Well, what typically happens is there are people from the meat, dairy, and egg industries who pretend that they are vegan. True vegans would be in support of the vegan message, who would agree that we need to speak out. So perhaps you shouldn't be reading those type of comments.
And we're sorry. Don't worry. None of the criticisms I have in this apply to vegans.
Oh, okay. So you're willing to help vegans? You're in praise of vegans? You think that veganism is a good thing? I hope by the end of this video that you will be vegan.
Because this woman is not even really a vegan. So
what do you base that on? End the animal holocaust. Don't eat animals. Don't wear them. Don't exploit them. Don't pay for zoos. Don't take whales out of oceans and go to SeaWorld to watch them in captivity. Don't wear fur. Don't eat honey. Don't ride horses. Do not support people who, like you, who are talking about the animals as if it's okay to eat, wear, and abuse them and exploit them. That's my message. So if that's the message of somebody who isn't vegan, what is the message of somebody who is vegan, in your opinion? Veganism is about the animals. It's not about food. So lying is not okay.
If you haven't seen my first video, I do recommend checking it out just so you can know what she was responding to. But basically, it's about that vegan teacher on TikTok, or Katie. She has over 1.6 million followers.
At the end, I had 1.7 million, and then people took my videos down because the meat, dairy, and egg industries didn't want me to promote the true message of violence that they are part of, and the fur industries, and the wool industries, and the leather industries, and all of these industries. And people like Wallace, because they do not come out in support, they essentially come out and are on the side of the oppressor. That's not okay.
Followers. Now, this year I've been creating most of my content over on Twitch live. Her response was so bad that I couldn't finish reacting to it while I was live. So instead, I went ahead and recorded and edited this video myself because I need to dismantle her points a little more precisely.
Welcome to the Vegan Teacher Show. We have a new student in our class. His name is D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
Congratulations, D'Angelo. You did exactly that. Maybe 1 or 2 of your 1 million followers will come over here and maybe they will see what I'm all about, and they will learn to become vegan.
It always amuses me in some way when people start their responses off like that. Like, I know you basically criticized me for 10 minutes and pointed out that what I'm doing is awful, but I appreciate the shout out, bro. I'm not mad. It gives me the energy of that one meme. Like, this is very much the energy that she has created in the studio today.
I think you forgot to talk. What part of my message is hard for you to understand? I am here as a representative of the animals because they are behind bars by the billions in sheds in the dark, living and dying in their own feces and urine. If I have an opportunity to talk to somebody who has an audience that is huge, why would I not do that? What's with the mask? I don't understand. What's your point? Strange behavior. Talk about the egg industry, D'Angelo. I don't think that you talked about the dairy industry. Did you talk about the wool industry, silk, fur, or honey at all? No, I did not. It's true. No, I don't think so.
This is the weirdest, response video I've ever received.
Why? You randomly attacked me. I did not know who you were. And I said that I wanted you to talk about the animals. That is the whole thing that I do. And when you attacked me, you didn't talk at all about the animals. All you did is personal attacks against me. So why is that weird? Are you feeling guilty? What's going on?
Instead of addressing even one of the points I made.
What are you talking about? I literally addressed your video completely. I said that you did not talk about any of these important matters that are animal rights. You went on the offensive and you attacked me, and you basically told all of your viewers that, hey, it's okay to just keep on paying for the rape, the torture, the murder, the confinement, the kidnapping of animals. Sheep, lambs, chickens, pigs, rabbits, ducks, all these animals, sea life, all of these animals that are being exploited by you and people like your audience. And you had an amazing opportunity to tell your audience to watch the important documentary called Dominion. You did not do that. You failed. I pointed that out. What's strange about that?
In a 10-minute video, and I had quite a few, she instead decides to criticize me for not talking about veganism.
Yeah, because I'm that vegan teacher. That's what I talk about. That's what I do on TikTok. That's what I did for 11 months. And that's what I continue to do in my other accounts. So I don't understand what you think you're doing. What did you think we wanted to talk about? The weather?
Which is a ridiculous criticism because I'm not vegan.
What? Oh my God. That is the whole point. You pay for this exploitation 3 times a day. D'Angelo. That's why I'm talking to you. Why would I talk to you if you are already vegan? That's why I'm talking to you, because I know that the vast majority of your audience is not vegan. Hello? What's so hard to understand? For people who are going to be doing presentations about That Vegan Teacher's videos, or just to show your audience that you have seen videos about me, just whatever reason you're doing it, to get more followers, whatever, you will be getting extra points if you show yourself eating healthy vegan foods, and of course losing points if you... Good points to her. I am going to give you another X because you did not do that in your video. She's right. You're showing yourself eating animals.
Me being vegan or not being vegan has absolutely nothing to do with a single point in that video.
It has everything to do with it. I literally said that you should be vegan and stop exploiting animals and stop encouraging your audience to do so. I don't understand what planet you're living on. What did you want to talk about? We already said what, the weather? What, the price of cars? What? Your ears? Wait, what?
Oh.
Family Time is going to a protest with signs. Yeah, signs like this. You know, signs that make people think a little bit about where did COVID come from. It didn't come from tofu, I'll tell you that.
I think trying to argue in any way, shape, or form that COVID-19 is upon us because there's not enough vegans is insane.
Why do you say that? What do you think started this virus? Do you think it started from a cup of tea? No, it started because of animal exploitation, cramming animals together in tight, confined spaces, having open markets with dead bodies there. Many viruses have already started that way. Pandemics start that way, and there will be many more in the future because of people like you who are in denial about what you're contributing to.
Did COVID come from? It certainly wasn't tofu. Is not only a ridiculous point, but has like undertones that I'm really not a fan of.
And like what? The truth? Look, I'm not talking about some conspiracy theory here. I'm talking about the facts. Where do you think it came from? Cruelty and the link to other forms of oppression such as sexism, racism, ableism, and ageism. Did you talk about that?
I actually did. I literally did talk about that in my video. I said there is no link. I made that point.
How can you say that there is no link between the abuse of animals in one place and animals in another? We are all animals on this planet. We are all interconnected. Have you seen the documentary Seaspiracy? Have you seen the documentary Cowspiracy? How can you not think that all of these things are linked? We don't live in a bubble. You might live in this little house with these white walls, sheltered by your hearings, your ear things here. But believe me, outside of your world, there's a whole other world going on, and there's exploitation, and we need to address it. And we need to do our best to stop it and to help the most innocent victims.
In my video, the first one, but perhaps it wasn't clear enough. It is racist, sexist, homophobic, insert bigotry.
What? What is racist? What is racist? Speciesism is the purest form of racism. Do you not understand that? Giving you an X for that. What does sexism have to do with what you're talking about? If anyone is sexist, it is you, exploiting the female body every single time you drink milk. These cows are pinned down and forced to give their milk after they have been raped and their babies taken away and their babies murdered. This is how we exploit the females. You are the exploiter. You are the sexist.
To compare these issues to animals in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's a good thing because it's a fact. And I don't know what you're talking about with the LGBTQ. What does that have to do with anything? The only time that I mentioned that is I said that all members of the LGBTQ should be vegan, just as all people with dark skin and white skin, people who are big, people who are small, because the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has stated clearly that anyone can be vegan, regardless of their race, age, religion, gender, no matter what. Pregnant mothers, lactating mothers, everyone can be vegan. Black lives, purple lives, pink lives, I don't give a damn what life. LGBTQ, all of you should be vegan. So with your hands over here saying whatever, yeah, that was my message. Everyone should be vegan, and we can. And what are you saying? You can't? Why? Because your heart is this big. Or your brain is this big. There's many parts of you that are disconnected. You are stuck in cognitive dissonance if you don't understand the connection to these things. Those who claim to be oppressed should not stand on the windpipes of animals and expect sympathy while they themselves are the oppressors.
For those of you who didn't catch it, that was a George Floyd reference.
Yep, it was. If you don't like the way that Black people are being treated, which is terrible, we should not be discriminating, then you should understand that we should not be discriminating against the animals as well. Do you understand? Is that rocket science?
Okay, George Floyd, the Black man who was unfortunately murdered by police in the street in broad daylight, that whole windpipe situation is what she's comparing that to, because he infamously died from asphyxiation.
That's important that you let people know that. We need to teach this to all of these minority groups who claim that they are victims. Are they victims? Yes. Are they oppressors? Yes.
I don't know who told you that you could put my name on a video on your channel and then start lecturing what we need to teach all these minority groups who claim to be oppressed, but you really do have the wrong one.
Take care. I'm sorry, why? What makes you think that you have a right to step on the neck of an animal and murder animals while crying that you are a victim? You are the perpetrator. Angelo. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's a good post. Why love one but eat the other? Did you ever answer that? No, you didn't. You see that? There were words on the poster. There was an image. In your video, you don't respond to my video. Did you watch any of the documentaries at all? Any of them? No. So you made a big video denouncing veganism without even understanding what it's about. It's not about food, D'Angelo. It's about the animals. It's about oppression. If you don't like to be oppressed, don't oppress.
Oh, I'm gonna take care. Well, I was on her channel watching that. I saw a couple of other videos that really drove home the point that I completely missed the first time, which is that this person is an unhinged racist. She released this song called I Can't Breathe.
Yes, I did. And that is an anti-racism song. Do you understand art? Did you even listen to it? Do you know what the words say? The words are about not being able to breathe and about being oppressed, and how anybody who steps on the neck of another and snuffs the life out of them is an oppressor. Do you eat chickens? Do you eat pigs? Do you eat cows? It seems to me that you even sell these on your site. Shame on you. You are an animal abuser. You are a speciesist. You are the reason that the Holocaust continues.
And as you can see in the description, it says all lives matter to those who live them.
Yes. What part of that sentence do you not agree with? You think that only some lives matter? If you were born into the body of another animal, such as a mother cow, would your life matter to you? Of course it would. If you were born into the body of a pig who is stuck into a tight, confined area, so tight that she can't even turn around, do you think that your life would matter to you? If you were a dog or a cat in that situation, are you going to address the points at all? Or are you just going to say, oh my God, she's so racist, without a shred of evidence?
Composed on May 25th, 2020, with new lyrics added June 19th after the sudden death of vegan animal rights activist Reagan Russell. George Floyd was murdered in the street. So for some reason, she saw that news and she was like, oh, this is the perfect time to tie this into animal rights somehow.
Yeah, because it's all related. It was the perfect time. Why wasn't it? I don't hear anything. You know, D'Angelo, just saying this is not okay without giving an explanation, it's not an argument.
Oh, the day that he passed away, she is taking terrible situations.
Terrible situations. Yeah, let's look at these lyrics. Maybe you should have taken the time to look at every single one of the slides. I'm a cow being sent to slaughter. You've sealed your rope around my neck. I can't breathe. Does that sound like something that George Floyd went through? Did somebody stop him from breathing and murder him? Why do you not see the parallel here? Another X for you. You're not too bright, are you?
Of animal cruelty that do exist and are real, I'll give her that.
Oh! Okay. So you agree that there's animal cruelty. Great. Give you a check mark then. So if you know there's animal cruelty, why do you pay for it? Why do you continue to give money to these industries? Hello? I hope you answer.
And she's mixing them in with George.
Yes, I am a pig thrown in this gas chamber pleading for my freedom. 6-month-old pigs, babies, are living a Holocaust. They are murdered in gas chambers. Sound familiar? You know, make the connection.
Floyd's final words being that he couldn't breathe.
I can't breathe.
This is unhinged.
What? Really? What is unhinged about somebody who sees that suffering is wrong? Just labeling it unhinged without any explanation is fucking bizarre. What is your point? I'm a Canadian woman with a protest sign. Your Auschwitz truck has run over me. Auschwitz, a terrible place where they murdered innocent beings for no reason. They imprisoned them, took them away from their families, put them in trucks, and brought them to gas chambers. That is what happened to Regan Russell. She was trying to stop a truck of 200 baby pigs who were about to be murdered. She was trying to save their lives, and she was killed. She was killed, just like George Floyd was, because of people like you who pay for bacon, ham, and sausages, and your millions of followers that you don't tell to stop. Right at this very moment, the exact same thing is happening. They are terrified, and they are going to be murdered because of you.
Canadian woman with the protest sign. Your Auschwitz truck has run over me. I can't breathe.
Now, this is extreme. If you don't know, she's referring to Regan Russell, an animal rights activist that was tragically
Regan Russell.
killed by a truck. But comparing this to Auschwitz,
Oh my God, comparing to Auschwitz. Yeah, what about it? Tell me the difference.
this to the Holocaust
Is the same. Is the same. In what way is it not the same?
is insane.
Why? Hello? Why? Animals. Here's an animal. Animals, like pigs, have the intellectual capacity of a child 2.5 or 3 years old. They can do tricks. They are able to communicate. They are able to do simple puzzles. You see this pig? This pig doesn't want to die. This pig has 2 eyes. We have 2 eyes. You seem to have 2 eyes too. You see these ears? You have 2 ears too. And look, today yours are even pink. You have a nose. You have some hands here and some feet, right? You have a mouth. Inside of you, do you have a heart? I know a pig does. Do you have a brain? I know a pig does. Do you like to be with your family and friends? So do pigs. So you tell me, D'Angelo Wallace, why the fuck you think it's okay to keep promoting the murder of these innocent animals who never did one single thing wrong to you? You piece of shit.
All lives matter to me. You're free unless all are free.
All lives matter to me. And that you think makes me a racist? You're weird. None are free until all are free. What do you want to do with this? When you see this pig, what do you think to yourself? Hey, I'd like to walk up to her and take her with my claws and rip her skin off. Is that what you think? Oh, you'd like to take her and just like take a bite out of her with your big fangs? Is that what you think? You're fucked in the head.
There you have it, folks. All lives matter.
You have a bizarre look on your face. Oh, there you have it, folks. All lives matter. Okay, so you don't think lives matter, right? Is that what you're saying? Just your life? Only your life. Egotistical much? Self-centered much? Asshole much?
Please be vegan. As for her,
Yeah, please be vegan. Thank you for saying that. I'll give you a check mark. I don't know how that just slipped out of your mouth, but yeah, that's my message. Please be vegan.
little Holocaust comparison there. That's not the only time she's done this.
Yeah, and you're happy about it, right? Because I explained to you all of the similarities, and you have not explained one single reason why these things are not similar. I'm waiting.
He has this back and forth beef. Well, it was very
It's not a beef. Beef is an animal that died, that was murdered. Because you thought it would be fun to have her blood on your plate, among her flesh, and you call it steak. Blood on your plate, blood on your hands, that's what you have. Shame on you for promoting this.
Cited actually with Gordon Ramsay, where she would constantly call him out and release all these TikToks about him.
I didn't constantly call him out. I did a couple of videos trying to explain to him that he didn't know the difference between animals and food. I'm sorry, does that offend you? Probably, because all you care about is yourself and not the rest of the population. Here's the mother pig. Here's her baby. You see, what I want is I want to take care of both of them. I want them to be loved and treated well and not murdered. And what do you want? You want them to be murdered. You want their throats slit. You want them stabbed. You want them burned. Which one of us is extreme? Which one of us is terrifying? You. You are terrifying.
It was an obvious bid to get his attention, and wonder of all wonders, he actually
Of course it was an obvious bid to get his attention. Because he is a chef. Because he has millions of followers. Of course I want to get his attention and say, "Hello, Gordon! Stop hurting animals. Be vegan." And what are you saying? You think that's wrong? What do you want me to do? Run up to him and say, "Hey, go ahead and keep murdering more and more millions and tell all your millions of fans to do it too"? That's what you want? I think that requires an X. Maybe I'll give you 2 for that. Piece of shit.
responded.
Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Hurting. Yeah, this was me speaking very politely to him and asking him not to eat animals. And what did he do? He went ahead and took a bite out of a burger in front of me. That's called veganphobia. That's deliberately trying to hurt an animal rights activist. You know what he could have done? What he could have done is, number 1, ignored me. He could have just not done anything. Another thing that he could have done is he could have had a vegan burger and he could have said, "You know what, Miss Katie, you're right. We should be eating less animals." I didn't even ask him to be vegan at this time. Well, I asked him, but if he had at least stayed neutral and just at least been a little bit kind, he wouldn't have been so bad, given the cognitive dissonance that he's living with. But no, he decided to make fun of me and the animals that I'm trying to save. Did I hear you speaking out on my behalf, D'Angelo? No. You were probably one of these people who thought it was funny, right? You thought he was so original. I mean, what he did is acted like a 9-year-old, every other 9-year-old who does the exact same thing, nothing original here, pretending that he's gonna eat this burger and then eat vegan food and then take a bite out of a burger. And I thought at first, well, maybe it's a vegan burger, but no, he made a point of writing on the bottom, "This is not a vegan burger." Like, what a despicable human. Eating animals is wrong, Gordon Ramsay. Share this song. And if you call me a donut, that's fine. As long as you're vegan from now on. As bad as Hitler. As bad. As are you, D'Angelo Wallace. Because if you continue to promote this Holocaust, that is what you're doing. They did nothing to you. Not one single thing wrong.
Classic Gordon Ramsay.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
On the heath, King Lear asked Gloucester, "How do you see the world?" And Gloucester, who is blind, answered, "I see it feelingly. I see it feelingly."
I see the world feelingly. D'Angelo, how do you see it?
3 primary life forces exist.
Are you okay with this? I guess you are. You're not vegan. You're not protesting against it. I guess you're fine with dogs being crammed together who are going to be murdered and eaten.
On this planet, nature, animals, and humankind.
I guess you're okay with all of this. Animals being sentenced to a life of terror. You're either on the side of the oppressor or the oppressed. Whose side are you on, D'Angelo? The same side as Gordon Ramsay. You're fine with this. You literally sell animals. How dare you? What a despicable human you are.
We enter as Lord.
Do you know how much they suffer? From the moment they are born till the moment they die on these factory farms.
Lords of the earth.
Murdered for no reason except taste pleasure. The Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics has stated that animals do not need to be in our diet, that we can all be healthy. Small children, all the way up to old people, even pregnant mothers, even lactating mothers can be vegan. And yet you, a grown man who understands about oppression, thinks that this is okay. And to you, this is not a Holocaust. What do you call it? Disneyland?
Bearing strange powers of terror and mercy alike.
All of this is fine with you, right? Yeah, because to you, animals are food. All of this is okay with D'Angelo Wallace. D'Angelo Wallace hates animals. This is what he promotes. This is what happens in the poultry industry. Do you eat chicken, D'Angelo Wallace? Then you support this. This happens everywhere around the world. In concentration camps that we don't see. We are not even allowed to go in there and film. That's how horrible it is. Animal rights activists have to sneak in there. They have to be forced to watch this over and over, and it makes them feel like shit. They have dystopia because of it, the anguish of feeling vegan in a non-vegan world, and that's not enough. It's not enough that they live in a shit world. They have to have shit people like you to shit on them. Fuck you.
Human beings should love animals as the knowing of the inner.
This is what happens in the fur industry. They stand on their necks. Does that look familiar to you? Do you think that this animal can breathe? Guess what the animal's name is? George. What is the fucking difference? Don't hurt people. Don't hurt black people. Don't hurt Aboriginal people. Don't hurt animals. Don't hurt women. Don't hurt anybody. Speak out against it.
Listen, and the strong love the vulnerable.
Don't smash animals in the head just because you want to eat them, D'Angelo Wallace. This is foie gras. They take ducks. They smash them down and they shove a tube down their mouth and they force them to eat. They force feed them because they want to eat foie gras. This duck never did anything wrong to anybody. D'Angelo Wallace, you should be speaking out against this.
It seems the fate of man.
This is a prison camp.
many animals is evidently unwanted by nature.
Shoved together by the millions and by the billions out of our sight. How is this okay with you to cut up the body of someone who didn't want to die and shove it on a piece of styrofoam?
I want it too much.
Do you know what happens to baby boy chicks in the industry? If they're a baby boy, they are put in a blender and someone turns it on and they murder them because they will never be able to lay eggs. Do you eat eggs? That's what you pay for. Shame on you. Leather. Skinning animals. Taking off their skin. The only thing they have is their own bodies, D'Angelo Wallace. How dare you? How dare you do that? How dare you promote that?
Isn't it enough that animals
Do you know why they kill dolphins? Because people want to steal the fish and they're upset that the dolphins take the fish. We have no business to be in the oceans. Watch Seaspiracy. All of your audience should watch Seaspiracy and Earthlings and Dominion Movement and Cowspiracy. Write them down and watch them and educate yourselves.
world over live in permanent retreat.
They take billions of fish out of the oceans and they leave this plastic behind. And so many turtles and dolphins and whales get caught up in it or swallow it by accident. But you are okay with it, right? D'Angelo fucking Wallace?
From human progress and expansion. And for many
This to you is not a concentration camp? Taking this cow and shoving her into this machine and murdering her? Stopping her from breathing? Sound fucking familiar?
species, there is simply nowhere else to go.
You're okay with that? I'm not. What part of all of this is okay with you? Look into my eyes and tell me what part of this is okay with you. What part of this is not a Holocaust? Put a Jewish person in this poor animal's place right now. What is the difference? What they are suffering is even worse because it never ends. Do you know how many thousands and thousands of Jewish people there are on this earth who absolutely hate what happened and who are vegan because of what happened? They understand. If they understand and they are vegan, why aren't you?
But it takes nothing away from a human to be kind to an animal.
It takes nothing away from a human to be kind to an animal, D'Angelo Wallace. Listen to that. Be vegan from now on. Make another video. Watch the documentaries. Educate yourself. Don't be a fucking asshole and say, oh, that vegan teacher had fake tears. I am distressed by what's going on because I am forced to watch these videos over and over because of people like you, because I have to keep showing the world. I would like some time off. I would like you to be vegan and to take over and help.
Make the connection. Earthlings.
Watch this documentary, D'Angelo Wallace.
But this is how Katie responded to this.
The day Gordon Ramsay duetted me, I fell to my knees and cried.
Yeah. Let me guess you're gonna make fun of me for giving a shit.
I shook my fists at a non-existent god as Gordon laughed at the trillions that had died.
Like you do, D'Angelo Wallace.
This evil chef smirked at the Holocaust that animals are now dying through.
TikTok was like,
I'm not going to even talk to you anymore, but I'm going to talk to the people who have come from your audience to me. The rest of you, never mind him. Let's together watch something. This is one of my favorite little movies. It's very short, and I know it's going to cheer me up, so I'm going to watch it, and hopefully you'll understand that it is totally possible for you to be vegan. Totally possible. I understand what you're going through. It's called cognitive dissonance, where you think you're a good person, but you're really doing these things that are just completely in contradiction to your own moral code. Now, at the beginning of this video, you see a woman, and she's not vegan, but by the end, she is. Now, I want you to imagine that that is D'Angelo Wallace in the body of this woman. If she can do it, so can he, and everyone who surrounds him should be encouraging him. Every vegan, every non-vegan. We need to help him to become vegan, and we need him to apologize and to help us to save these poor innocent animals who never did anything wrong. And we need to end this Holocaust, and we can do it if everyone just finds their heart and puts down their guard. Go and watch Earthlings, the whole thing, not just the little bits I showed you. Watch it and bring Kleenex and really allow yourself to feel it. And then join me. It's the beginning of the year 2016.
Animals every day.
Go vegan today. You can save over 100 animals per year.
She takes the flyer and she puts it in her pocket. Because like everyone who first hears about veganism, they think it's crazy and they attack us, the messengers. And when we're upset and we cry and we talk about it, you make fun of us. But you shouldn't.
Hey, how can you tell someone's vegan?
Here's the typical joke. How can you tell someone's vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. And then she says, yeah, they're so annoying. But by the end, she becomes vegan.
Ow.
Don't worry, they'll tell you.
They're so annoying. I'll have the burger medium rare.
You see her ordering a burger just like D'Angelo Wallace does right now. She's not vegan yet.
Hey, Mom. What's going on?
She has a normal life. She texts and she goes to work. She just does normal things like everybody else.
Smells good.
She's eating meat. She's at a barbecue, just like all of you, just like I was. I used to eat meat too. Then one day, by accident, on Facebook, she comes across posts. The same thing happened to me in the same year, in 2016. I became vegan in 2016 on June 27th. It takes 100 clicks until you become vegan. You have to see the images. You have to learn about it. You have to Google things. You have to watch these documentaries. You have to open your heart and open your mind. Did you see what she was watching? The same clip I showed you from Earthlings. She's still eating a burger. She's still eating a cow. You see, she saw the cow being murdered, but she's still eating one. Because she hasn't made the connection. She's starting to. She has these clicks and she's not even really fully consciously aware of them. She looks over and sees her dog. You see? This is how it starts. And this is why we have to go to people like D'Angelo Wallace and explain to him that this can be him. That can be him. This girl, this woman. Are humans supposed to eat meat? You see? It struck her with her heart when she was out in the park. But now she wants to check as well. We don't need to eat meat. You don't need it at all. There are vegans in the Olympics. There are vegans who are full athletes, tons of muscle. Don't make fun of them. Don't be vegan phobic. Be vegan fantastic. That means you're an ally. It means you're helping. It means you're being kind. It means you're not being mean. No, you don't have to be mean on purpose. Even if you're not there yet, you're not quite vegan yet, at the very least, just stay quiet and think about things.
They were out like slaughtering animals and like eating them.
Now you see what happens? Randomly, she heard somebody else talking about slaughter. This wasn't her who was bringing it up, but she herself had seen the videos on Facebook, and she herself had Googled it. Remember?
What?
Do animals have souls? She's curious. She's looking things up. What is a soul? Do animals have feelings? Yeah. We all know they do. Don't hurt them. You see, she takes a file, but she's not really paying attention to her work. She's so interested in what she's learning. Now she wants to see animals near her. Animal sanctuaries near me. She's going to go visit the animals in real life. Because when you meet them, that's when you make the connection. That's why it's so important that you watch these documentaries. Please watch Earthlings, like I asked you to, and Dominion Movement.
Hi there. I actually didn't think pigs got this big. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. You see? It's May. January, February, March, April, May. She starts to get it. So beautiful. To have a compassionate heart and to be able to say you're sorry to the animals. Look how innocent she is.
You want that vegan?
Yeah.
You see? The waiter asked, "Do you want that vegan?" She didn't ask herself, but when he asked her, she said, yeah. That's why if you're a waiter or a server, a waitress, whatever, it's so important that you ask your customers, would you like the vegan version of that? Because you can encourage veganism. You can put it into daily language. And when you are vegan, you should go to restaurants and you should ask the waitress, the waiter, the server, do you have any vegan options? Even if you know that they don't. Start the conversation. Get them to think about it.
What are you, vegan now? I don't know, maybe.
Her friend says, "Are you vegan now?" And she says, "I don't know. Maybe." You understand? It takes 100 clicks until you're vegan, and she's getting them, and she's not quite there yet. That's why when people say they became vegan overnight, it's not true. Nobody does that. It takes so much to undo this indoctrination, this brainwashing that we've been through. Well, look what she's watching. Cowspiracy. This is a movie that I saw too. It's so important to watch these. Cowspiracy and Seaspiracy. Those are 2 other documentaries. Please write them down. Memorize them. Cowspiracy, Seaspiracy, Dominion Movement, Earthlings. Watch them.
Just not gonna eat meat or dairy anymore.
She's talking to someone on the phone and she says, I'm just not going to eat meat or dairy anymore. Isn't that an amazing start? She's not saying she's vegan yet though, right? But she's getting it. And she's Googling vegan recipes. This is one of my favorite videos. It's so great. Because it gives us all hope. That could be any of us, and it was me.
Still looks like meat.
Still looks like meat.
When I looked into that cow's eyes, there was someone staring back at me.
That's right. They don't want to die. They don't want to be prevented from breathing. All lives matter. All lives matter.
It's vegan.
Shut up.
Yeah?
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm gonna have the black bean burger, all the Swiss.
She's going to have the black bean burger. Now she's asking on her own. Isn't that great? Hold the Swiss, meaning hold the cheese. She doesn't want cheese.
Is your mayo vegan?
Is your mayo vegan? Excellent question.
Okay, I'll have that.
She says she'll have it. That's it. It's December. 1 year. This is another great part because it's so hard for families to become vegan. But she's vegan, and now she convinces her mom to be vegan. And look how happy she is. When our family members become vegan, it fills us with so much joy because we feel a connection with them.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a go. That's awesome. Way to go, Mom.
Yes.
Hey, you can save over 100.
Look. Full circle. Anyone can change. D'Angelo Wallace, you can change. People who follow D'Angelo Wallace, you can change. Yeah.
Animals every year in the environment. Go vegan.
Go vegan!
Thank you for watching the video with me. Dystopia is the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. I'm here to try to stop dystopia from happening in my students. So many of them are suffering from the abuse from people like D'Angelo Wallace and the people who follow him. Please don't hurt us. Don't hurt my students. Don't make fun of animal rights activists. I'm a grown woman, and it hurts me, but I can take it. I get up every day and I roll up my sleeves and I get back in the game to fight for the animals. But my teenage students do not deserve this at all. Don't bully animal rights activists in my comment section. Be kind. Be vegan. And start now. At least watch these 2 videos, Earthlings and Dominion Movement. Seaspiracy is a new one that you should also watch. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please do. If you know D'Angelo Wallace, please tell him, talk to him, try to convince him to watch the documentaries and to talk about them instead of just making fun of them. I'm not going to go back and respond to any more of his video. It's too painful right now. Maybe I'll do it in another video. Thanks for watching. If you want to buy any vegan dog food for your dog, and yes, dogs can be vegan, go to the description below and you can find it there. You can order vegan dog food for your dog. And for yourself, go to the store, and when you're walking down the aisles, just put veggies, fruits, nuts, and seeds into your shopping cart, because peace begins on your plate. So open up your heart. Be vegan. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.